What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the 6 Round Podcast, episode 15. Let's go. You got all your usual suspects here. You got Ginger, you got Kate, you got me. Let's
I'm not a
go.
suspect.
You're always
Unfortunately, we
number
got
one
you.
suspect. But, as always, another weekend in fights. Not a lot going on at all. Definitely a little bit of a cool down heading into the summer to heating up for International Fight Week and all that, but until then, we just had UFC Fight Night, Dern versus Hill. Was originally supposed to be Rocky versus Irene Aldana before Juliana Pena pulled out of the Amanda fight. Irene gets bumped up, and then they needed a new main event because they were not about to pull up with Edmund Shabazian versus Fluffy for a main event.
Nope.
Yeah.
So, Mackenzie Dern, Angie gets pulled off of last week's card, gets put 5-round main event. I love the fact that they did both agree to 5 rounds for this fight on short notice. But shit.
Man.
That was barely a fight.
No, seriously. Mackenzie just went out there and absolutely whooped Angie's ass.
Yeah, no.
Angie had a good round too, but man, she truly channeled all of her inner anger, all of her personal issues, anything she had going on. She was like, nah, I'm showing out in the cage. It's all coming out in here. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and she fucking dropped that shit. Oh my God.
Yeah, no. Fucking domination from
Pillar
basically
to
bell to
post,
bell.
like, yeah.
Like,
it.
Her
Like,
striking
like,
was
yeah,
so
she-
on point. She was touching her up so good. She was just honestly fucking her up. Like, the striking from her last night was amazing.
Oh yeah, no, that knee that landed on Angie. Oh my God! But
I
like,
forget
that's kind of
that was the
thing.
third round, I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even that second round, like,
I mean, she
yeah,
was throwing
Angie
a-
won it, but
Mhm.
that wasn't like
It wasn't like it was a dominating
She
round or like
owned-
she,
yeah.
Mackenzie was
It-
still
it
in
was
there,
still
you
a
know, it just
close
leaned towards
round.
Angie. Yeah.
It was definitely because first round happens and Mackenzie is just going out there just
Go from the start of the bell.
yeah, as soon as the fight started, like, because I don't know, it's just funny because going into this fight, I really thought that Angie was going to be able to control it on the feet because that's something that Mackenzie has consistently done is just try to work behind like a decent jab because she does have like a pretty solid jab that she can pump out.
Yeah.
But she just always tries to like sit back, throw like a jab right hand or like, just something basic and simple. And she just never looked great with it. And she would just always get out punched on the feet. She said, fuck that, just no respect for anything that Angie had. And yeah, just went right after her, just throwing bombs on her. And it was just like,
Right,
God
I'm telling you,
fucking
she had a
damn.
war mindset. Like, I'm telling you,
yeah.
she genuinely
yeah.
channeled whatever she had going on. And she said, I don't care. Punch me because you're getting punched right the fuck back. Like, let's get it.
Because, like, outside of Angie getting that second round, the last time I've seen scorecards close to that was Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar, where I'm pretty sure it was 50-44 and 50-43s, like, across the board.
Yeah.
Where she had, like, the 49-44s and 49-43, you know what I mean? But, like...
yeah.
Yeah,
Three
because
10-8s.
two judges gave her 2 10-8s, one judge gave Mackenzie 3 10-8s. Like, every judge gave Angie the
God
second
damn.
round, but 1, 3, 4, 5, just nasty.
Yeah, that...
Yeah, no.
Angie is one of those people that is way too tough for her own good.
Oh my God,
she
I
hasn't
know.
been finished
Oh my
since
God, yeah.
the fucking beginning of her career when she was just a young buck in the game. But like,
she did get subbed in
Yeah.
2019 against Randa Marcos.
Oh, okay.
But before that, it was 4 years ago to
Right.
Yeah.
Rose Namajunas, yeah.
But yeah, those are the
even
only
then,
two
like-
times, it was a sub at that, but like she's too fucking tough, man. Defending
she
the
is.
shit out of those arm bars because Mackenzie tried taking that shit home twice, but
It was like the end of, I think, the...
first and the third?
I think the
And then I
first,
think she
third,
went
and
the
fifth.
fifth.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it
was
was
gonna
all
say the
all
fifth
the
too, so-
rounds where she got 10-8s, like, on the one judge's scorecard.
She was getting dominated on the ground.
Yeah,
the
last,
sub
like,
attempt.
15, 20 seconds, like, yeah, going for those arm bars and shit. It was just like, oh, Angie's fucked, and she's just holding it out, just
Holding on
using
for
her,
dear
yeah,
life. Yeah,
using
the
her
first-
leg in one of them to, like, hold
I was
on.
gonna
Arm
say the-
leg,
the first-
really just...
Yep.
Nope,
And then the
I'm
second
keeping
the
it.
second
I'm
time, yeah,
keeping
she
it.
put it in between her two legs and was just squeezing with her
Yup.
thighs. She's like, "You're not getting this arm. You're not taking it."
God.
But because of that, just ended up getting beat up longer. Like, I almost wish that she
Yeah.
took the arm in the first round because
her
Damn.
eye
No.
was so
Yeah.
swollen. Like
Yeah.
going into the 5th round when you saw her just standing there ready to like go out there, just the damage on her face, like she just
Yeah.
looked deformed almost.
I mean,
like it was just
And just like in general, it's just it was so sad. Like seeing her in the corner, just talking to her coach, and the coach is like, "Yo, like you got to follow it up with whatever," and she's like, "She has an answer. She's there for it. Like she sees."
oh,
it.
you got to push her back. It's hard to push her
Yeah.
back. Like
Mhm.
it just like it was.
Like Angie knew, she just didn't know what to do in there. Like
It's one of those times where it's like, yeah, because just like in the Cater and Holloway fight, it's just like you got to know when like it's impossible for your fighter to come back and win.
Yeah, like when
There's nothing Angie could have done. Like,
because it's like I get that as long as there's time left, there's technically something that can be done. But at some point, it becomes a Hail Mary because you're physically beat the fuck up. You are mentally
Yep.
beat the fuck up. You are spiritually broken. Like, you're just in there because you have to be in there and you're not a quitter. And Angie's definitely not a quitter. You know what I mean? Like, she was going to follow it through, but it's like at some point you have to
Yeah.
see your fighter's not about to win this. Like,
I feel
Yeah.
like there's just so many things that are just built into like it that causes it not to happen. One, it's just like
No, yeah.
like one just fighters being tough, and like there are just so many fighters like shit like Anthony Smith saying that like, oh, if like if like I literally tell my coaches like you're like do not stop my fights. Like there are
No,
fighters
yeah.
where like if you stop my
Yeah.
fight, like it doesn't matter what's
You're
going on in
fired.
there.
Like,
Like
you're
yeah,
fired,
you're
yeah.
exactly
no,
like
and,
you're done.
and I get that at some point,
no,
like, it's
yeah.
not even up to the
Yeah.
corners because of that.
But then
like,
also even just like shit like for cornermen and coaches too, it's like they get 10% of like of like how much they make. So when there's a win and show like the win and show bonus, if they don't win, they're getting half as much money too. You know what I
and
mean?
I get
So
that, but it's
like,
just like at some point it's just greedy. You know what I mean?
no,
Because
I know. But
Yeah.
like, and I
like,
guess like why I'm even feeling like this and like putting it together is just watching more bare knuckle, honestly, and seeing more corners and more like coaches and stuff just being willing to be like, nah, the fight's over, like it's done, just whatever, and just calling the fights. And I know bare knuckle, they're obviously getting fucked up in a different way. It's fucking bare knuckle boxing,
Yeah.
But just like seeing that people are more willing to call the fight and just like protect their fighters. It's just sometimes you see certain things
yeah.
and you're like, damn, they don't do this in other promotions, other organizations with other people. And again, I know it comes down to fighters like that, like, but
and I do think that and like I'm sorry, go ahead, Ginger.
Yeah, no, and that's the kind of thing. There's levels to it. It's kind of like there are times where it's like, yeah, they might be getting like, but they're still mentally there. They're still like, but once Angie says something along the lines of she has an answer for it, it's hard to push her. She is mentally done. It's like when going back to the Rocky fight with Amanda Nunes,
Yeah.
the first one, where she's like, I'm done. I want out because she thought she re-injured her knee. At that point, the fighter isn't mentally in it, and there is no way for them to be able to win.
Yeah.
That is when a corner needs to throw in the towel for their
Right,
fighter,
because
because the
it's like-
fighter's not going to quit.
Yeah.
because it's like I understand that when you get into these higher level competitions and this higher level like just fighting that people look at it differently, that you're supposed to be at a higher level, that you could tough it out, that you could fight through it. But to your point, that it's just sometimes they can't, and it shouldn't be anything against them. It's just shown that, like, you know what I mean? Like, why put them through even more? Save them a little bit of brain damage, save them a little bit of damage, you know what I mean? They have to take that L and work to get it back, but it's like, save them. That's what you're there for.
Yeah. I mean, there's like with the whole mental thing, it's just like at that point, you're either taking an L now or you're taking an L in like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Take the L now, take less damage, go back to camp, lick your wounds, come back to fight another day.
Exactly.
Yeah, and because I don't know, like I feel like generally in boxing it just is way more accepted for like I don't know, I feel like also if it's just like people just been in the game longer too, so like they just kind of know. But I also feel like just MMA, it's like it's just a fucking wacky ass sport, like and so it's just like with like in fighting, like there's always like the puncher's chance and stuff, but I feel like in MMA specifically compared to any other combat sport, because like the wide variety of things that you can do, like there's just that extra feeling of like anything can happen at any time, and I feel like that's also another reason of like why there's like, oh well, they could do something, you know what I mean, like they can land a knee, like an elbow, like
but that's why I was
like,
saying that, like, I understand that, like, like anything can
Yeah.
technically happen, but it's like at some point you kind of just, I don't know.
No, and that was
Because
more
then
because like
and
how you saying
especially
bare
if-
knuckle boxing, how like and because I feel like that is
Because
more of
especially
like a
with
boxing thing.
Angie, though, and like specifically, you know what I mean? It's like she's 38 years old. She
Yes.
doesn't have like a whole lot of finishes. She's either like beating the decision, losing the decision, whatever, but
Yeah.
it's like she's getting her ass beat like that. You know she's not about to get the decision. The chances of her finishing the fight, and especially at that point, are slim. It's like, and I understand it's a boxing thing. That's why I said, I know it's looked at differently, but like after getting into bare knuckle boxing, because I'm not a I don't watch boxing, I'm not a boxing fan, so I don't see it. Once I started seeing it, I noticed the way it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And like, not that I want it to happen all the time or all of these things, but there are just those situations where you see it, like with Angie, and it's like, damn, there was no reason for her to go into that 5th round.
No, yeah,
like,
for sure. There are so many times where it's like they're like, whether it's like a 3-round fight, 5-round fight, or whatever, where it's like it could be going into like there's 1 more round, 2 more rounds left, or whatever, and it's like, and yeah, in your head you're just like, there is no reason, like we know. Like who's better, we already know what's going on, like it's literally just like this fighter is just too tough, like, or the other person isn't able to finish them, and so it's like, okay, this, like, they're just gonna get beat up for another 10-15 minutes or whatever it is, you know what I mean, like, and it there definitely should be that, just more of a mindset where it is okay, and like people should be like stopping it, because there are so many fights where it could happen and people really, like, at the end of the day wouldn't be too mad at it.
Exactly.
No, yeah, and that's kind of thing. We're looking at this from the side of like, it's like a dominate. Like, it's like, if a fighter's down 2 rounds, but they're close rounds, like, don't stop the fucking fight. They obviously have a chance. But it's like, the big ones that we're talking about right now are, the Max Caters, this fight, Smith Glover.
Yeah.
Hell, Drakus and Derek Brunson was, and that one was the last time I remember a corner actually stopping a fight.
Yeah.
And them throwing a towel.
Yep. Yeah.
Which honestly, thank God they did, because didn't nobody want to see that.
I mean, it was as he was getting knocked out, you know what I mean? But but they still did throw it in, like to the point. But and I mean, you gotta look at it too, because as the fighter, and like that's also the thing, like, just talking about it a lot, we're not looking at it as like from the fighter perspective as well, and it's like, because they know how like just MMA works and the game works in UFC, so it's just like, even if like they know that they are going to lose, if they just show that they're tough and like they're not going to quit or whatever, that is just going to hold more favorably to the UFC, you know what I mean? So it's just like it's just like all these little like just fucking games and just how things fucking work, that it's just like, no, like I'm just gonna tough it out and just do what I gotta do, and it just sucks, like, oh man.
There's that side of it, but then there's the side with like, we keep going back to it, but it's the most extreme example of Cater and Max, because Dana was literally talking to, I think, Hunter Campbell, and he's like, I don't want them talking to anyone. I want him to go straight to the hospital. This is one of those fights where someone dies after. Like,
no,
there are times where he's like, the corner should have fucking stopped the fight. Like, he has said that on multiple occasions. So there are instances where it's just like, no, like, he would, like, the UFC definitely would understand from the aspect of like certain fights. It's just like,
for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, shit, if it was like,
I think the bigger stigma is with the fans.
And that's really what it is. And honestly, like, not even just all the fans, but like the biggest base of just like casual fans who just I don't know, someone loses and that's the only thing that they think about, and it's like, they're people, they are fighting, and their lives are on the line when it comes down to stuff like that. Like, you have to give them respect for what they're doing. Like, it's a fucking intense combat sport. What the fuck?
And that's why, they just say, like, you're only as good as your last fight. So if like you quit in your last fight, and that's, like, that's how people look at it, then it's like, oh, you know what I mean?
They look at you like a quitter, and it's just like, that's so fucked up. Like, I don't care. I don't know.
And I mean, but like, because fucking Angie, though, with that, it was like, I think 2 punches into the fight, she became the only 2 people in UFC history that have landed more significant strikes than her now, is Max Holloway and Frankie Edgar. That is, that's just incredible.
Hell yeah.
No,
and
it is.
Also, just thinking about it, comparatively, the amount of 5-round fights like that Max and Frankie have had compared to her, so for her to be up there, like, it's insane.
Angie because she's been in 2 5-round fights now,
2 or 3, something like not
2 or 3,
like not a lot at all
out of her 23 fights.
10 and 13 in the UFC now, so not a great record, but just like the most fucking UFC vet of, like, for the women, you know what I mean? Just
hell yeah, been active as hell, fighting forever, just been in there. Like,
that was the thing. Like, she's had like the activity of like a Donald Cerrone back when he was extremely active. Like, that was like always the comparison. You're like Angie Hill or Cowboy Cerrone, you're active all the time. Kevin Holland, we had that five fights in one calendar year. Like,
Yeah, it was like 7 months in during 2020 that he had 5
yeah,
fights.
like,
Yeah, like it just an absolute legend to the UFC. Like it just,
no,
I
yeah.
love her so much, and that's why it's just. Then that's why, like, yeah, this loss is just so hard. Like, but I mean, shit, like number 14 coming into it, Mackenzie Dern number 8. So obviously, rankings wise, it doesn't do the most for Mackenzie, but it's like that is probably the best that she's ever looked in. Like the fucking cardio of Mackenzie too, to just
Yeah.
go at that pace for all 25 minutes, just trying to finish the fight at every second like that. That
No,
was just
yeah.
so impressive for her.
Hell yeah, and on a shorter notice.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
she'll
not having
probably
a
get
full
like a
camp
big
for
fight
it.
coming into, like, you know, the top of that division.
I mean, didn't she
Yeah,
call out Rose Namajunas?
She did.
Oh, I did not hear that.
So
But you know,
I
that
don't
one's
think that
obviously
happened,
just iffy
but-
because I haven't heard, like, I don't know if anyone's heard anything about what Rose is doing, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Rose, like, wouldn't even want to take that chance, you know what I mean?
Damn, yeah, that's
no, yeah.
So while I think
It's a
it
good
would
fight,
be,
though.
yeah, I was gonna say while I think it would
It
be a
is.
good fight, because she was saying, she was like, you know, I see her training her jujitsu and like it's good, she's great. Like I think it would be a hard fight, and I just think it would be a good one. I definitely agree, but I don't
Yeah.
know if Rose would want to take that.
That's the thing. Like, people forget Rose's base is jujitsu.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's such a good striker, but like that's her base is jujitsu.
yeah.
So
it-
like that
because-
does
yeah,
make
just
it interesting.
Working with Trevor Whitman, you know, just got that shit
Oh, yeah.
up so much.
Oh yeah. And then like that's kind of the thing with the top of the division right now is Lambos is fighting for the title. Yao Jianan deserves to have a title shot after that.
Carla's out for a bit.
Carla's
just
out for a bit. Jessica just lost, but she's number 5. Vierna's fighting Tatiana.
Yeah. It's
So, like,
yeah. Really, they
it's
like
hard to really-
moving up. That's the only one that really makes sense.
Yeah.
Shit, fucking Jessica Andrade probably take that fight, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know she would.
Jessica would take any fight. Like really right now.
That's
Like,
why. So yeah, I don't know. It could be Jessica, it might be Rose, but like yeah, to your point, who knows? We just really have to see like yeah, just really what's up with Rose and
Yeah.
how long Mackenzie's willing to sit out for a fight. You know what I mean? And just yeah, like kind of see how things play out. But definitely
No, yeah.
after a win like that, she deserves a top fight for sure.
Oh
mhm.
yeah. Shit, maybe they'll give her. I mean, it would be fucked up, but since they booked Whaley with Amanda, maybe they'll do Jan.
Didn't she lose to
She
Jan?
just lost to Jan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
she,
the
okay.
fight previous to this, so it's
why,
too
yeah.
soon to run a rematch. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe if like
Nah, yeah, I forgot about
Mackenzie
that.
beats Rose, Yao Jianan fights Wei Li, and like if Jan wins, like I could see them doing a rematch there
Yeah.
once we get to that point. But we'd have to get to that point.
Yeah, because she's got wins over Virna and Angie, Tisha, lost to Marina and Jan. So yeah, I probably it's only been 2 years since the Marina fight too, and like I know Marina hasn't been looking as great, but you know only one spot ahead of her, so it's like they're not gonna run that one back either.
Not at the moment, no.
But
There's
What's Carla got going on? She's just sitting out.
didn't she get pregnant?
Okay,
I
I
think-
wasn't sure.
yeah,
if
she
did or
got
not.
married and is having a kid.
Okay, okay.
If I remember,
I couldn't remember if
the
that was
sequence
her or
of
not.
event correctly.
Yeah.
So-
but
But I knew that there was something that she just wasn't like gonna be around for a bit.
Yeah.
No,
So
yeah.
we gotta see what's up with her. I mean, shit, they fucking depending on how timelines line up, she could get a Carla fight. Honestly, like that,
Yeah, depending.
because I feel like the
Oh.
UFC, whenever Carla comes back, they'll probably matchmake her against someone that they're just gonna want to give a title shot to. You know what I mean? So like,
Did Carla already have the baby?
I have no idea honestly.
Okay, because I was gonna say like I don't know. That's some time before Carla comes back. You know, depending on where she's at
Oh,
in that stage of things.
For sure. But yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. But in the co-main event, motherfucking Fluffy. This dude, he honestly just kind of broke Edmund to a 3rd round finish. That he survived a tough first round against Edmund. Edmund always
Yeah.
solid throughout the first 4 minutes or so, but it's just, yeah, if you're able to survive past that, shit,
And,
his gas tank just falls to just
yeah.
nothing. Like
And
and
if
like
you have
and it just seemed like he was trying to pace himself. Like I know there was like some like grappling and stuff that first round, but it's like
It
yeah,
wasn't too much. He should have been able to do more in the
yeah,
second.
it, yeah, I don't know. Like I will admit he was looking better under who did he go with? He's with Eric Nixick and Extreme Couture now.
yeah. Yep.
So like hopefully like going forward they really start to work on that gas tank and cardio because I mean it's something that like he's already at his peak. Like there's nothing else they can do for him. So like it might just be a rough career for Edmund at this point. But like really working on that I think the biggest thing is the grappling
Oh, for
is
sure.
what's killing his cardio, and he just really needs to just go hard in the grappling training. Like that
Yeah.
problem because grappling cardio and striking cardio are two completely different things.
100%.
And so he just really needs to work on that. But holy shit, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, god fucking damn.
Yeah, that's a great win for him. He's
Hell yeah.
5-2 now in the UFC. He's on a 4-fight win streak. He's got 3 finishes in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There were
he
times where it was looking like it should have been ended in the second.
Oh
Too. Like,
yeah.
there were so many like Herb
Yeah,
warned.
no, he just
it was
survived
Herb.
his way to the third round.
And because like we were just talking about, like after the second round ended, like was there literally anyone watching that fight like this needs to go to the third round?
No, even Herb.
You know what
like,
I mean? Like it's
I keep
that
saying
could have
Herb. I don't know
easily
if it was
just
Herb or
like
not.
could have been stopped at
I
the
think
end
it
of the
was.
second round, and just just called it then, and just be like
I
good
think
win
it
for
was-
Fluffy. And
I think it was Herb, but whoever the referee was, if it was Herb, if it was not, did tell Edmund at the end of the second, like, or like right before the third started, I need to see something. You need to do something, or I am stopping this fight.
yeah,
You need to show me something.
and yeah, it did only go a minute
And
and 1
then-
second into the third round, so
Yeah.
it did not take long from there. But yeah,
No.
it's just to the point that we were just making before. It just like
But
No, yeah.
It was Herb who was roughing it,
But-
and at least he got right
okay.
in there. He's like, no, fuck this.
yeah.
No, yeah. And well, that's kind of the thing is it's like Edmund won the first, Hernandez won the second, and yeah, even though Edmund looked exhausted, I don't know how much I didn't hear anything from his corner, so I don't know like if he was still mentally in it or whatever. Because like there is that thing where it's just like maybe he can turn it around because like that is possible because now it's back on the feet. Maybe he can land something,
Yeah, but
start to turn the tide. Like
but I mean, at that point, he's just so tired. He Fluffy was pressuring
No,
him back.
yeah.
He just throws a body kick, just gets caught up, taken down right away from it, and
no, yeah.
I mean, Fluffy spent all round 2 looking for every choke that he could try
Yo.
and snatch up on him. This
Oh my
dude
God.
kept sitting back for that fucking guillotine Jack Hermanson would always get, but just kind of off to the side when they're turtled up, and you just sit back into it. He went for that 5 or 6 times. He was going for the arm triangle. He just kept going for shit, but he could not get the fucking submission on him. So yeah,
No, yeah.
third
Edmund
round
was
takes
being
him down. He's like,
slippery
fuck it,
with
I'm
his-
just punching this dude.
Yeah, Edmund was being slippery with his choke defense. Like his submission defense was on point, but just
Yeah.
his general grappling in totality was just not.
Yeah, it's rough loss for Edmund.
No.
Great win for Fluffy. Fluffy probably getting
Yeah.
a top 15 opponent after that, honestly, because that's
He
definitely
deserves
a real
it, but
good win.
man, trying to figure out who he's going to be fighting is going to be the thing. With timelines having to match up because you got Imamov Curtis, you got Andrew Muniz fighting Paul Craig,
Brendan
Kevin
Allen got a fight
Gastelum.
lined up.
Hmm?
Brendan Allen got a fight lined up.
Bruno Silva,
Shit, forgot about that.
Kelvin Gastelum moving down to 170. Don't know what Hermanson's doing, and Roman Dolidze, I think going from not ranked to number 9 is
Yeah.
a huge
I don't know.
jump.
He could get like fuck. You said Curtis is fighting Imavov, right?
Yeah, I didn't see him fighting the winner or loser of that. To be fair, but I'm more
He'd get
likely
the loser of that.
it.
He could get the potentially, depending on how it goes, the winner or loser of Muniz Craig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. Either way, that was a solid ass win for Fluffy, and I'm
No,
definitely
100%.
excited to see some of that grappling against those guys at 185. Just
Yeah,
adding in the grapplers to 185. It is. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think there's been so many grapplers ever in the history of the 185 division of the UFC.
No.
They bring themselves into
like,
the bigger
hell,
divisions.
the most prominent one that you can even think of right now, who is it
Damian Maia.
in the history? So Damian Maia. So the two that we can think of are Damian Maia and Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
There you go. It's always been like a kickboxer's like dream division in a way.
Yep. Chris
So-
Weidman, I guess too. Yeah.
Weidman. And
Luke
even then, like,
Rockhold had good
jiu-jitsu,
submission,
but
but,
he
yeah.
he was
He's more of a
mainly a
kickboxer.
stand-up guy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So,
But yeah, nah, exactly
like
to your
people
point.
with
Though.
like well-rounded grappling, it is like Weidman, Chael, and Damian.
Yeah, for sure.
So
But
now
yeah.
that we're starting to get all these guys who are a bit bigger and are grapplers, like you got Bo Nickel, you got Andrew Muniz, you got Anthony Hernandez, you got fucking
Brendan Allen's a great grappler
Brendan
in there. You
Allen,
got fucking Ikram, you
Craig
got
coming
Hamza
down.
moving up, you got a bus. There are so many people up in here.
Derek Brunson's been around forever, but
Yeah.
Vittori has good grappling. Whitaker has good grappling.
Yeah,
Like,
the tides are turning. I love it.
so,
It's great.
oh yeah.
But you know what else is great though? Motherfucking Loopy, let's go! Catch weight
Let's
bout,
go.
120, short notice.
Yep.
But Loopy gets a solid win over Emily Ducote. Wasn't the most amazing fight, most exciting, but
But she was
No,
doing
but-
good, just in there
yeah.
touching her up the whole time, just clearly the winner.
yeah, by the end of it, the damage
yeah.
on Dakota's face, her like just all busted
Mhm.
up. Like, yeah, it was just another solid win for Loopy, and just another
Yep.
fighter that's just out here with 8 fights in the UFC, and she's been here since what, 2021?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, since April of 2021, and she just had her 8th fight in the UFC.
Yeah, it's insane. And she took this one short notice. She just fought last month, beat Cynthia Calvillo. Like,
Yeah, just out here doing the damn thing.
I was
Gotta
about to
love
say,
it.
Another person I can see getting probably a top 15 opponent here soon.
I feel like it's gonna be hard because I don't know it. I feel like she's gonna be doing the fucking Andrade thing of just bouncing between like 15, 25, just like fucking people up,
Probably.
and so, and then
It's
but
entirely
like,
possible.
but not having a name like a big name or anything. I feel like it'll kind of just hinder her earlier, as it's like kind of
Mhm.
fucking with like Hamzat now, where it's just like, just I don't know, like
Right.
just trying to like get fights at like both divisions, but like not,
Yeah.
but like
Eh.
both divisions are moving, and it's just like
Mhm.
just kind of get left out a little bit.
No, yeah, and it'd be easier for and with Hamza, it'd be easier to get a bigger name at 170 than 185, just because like so many people at 185, it's like, yeah, this is a huge risk for like not a lot of gain.
Yeah. But
So
either way, though, motherfucking Loopy getting
Good
it
one.
done. So yeah, I mean, if she's fighting more at 125, top 15 opponent, I mean, let's get her against like Miranda Maverick or something. That'd be a fun fight.
yeah, I was about to say her, Trace Cortez, Andrea Lee. Holy shit.
Any one of those would definitely be some fun. Just
Oh,
always
yeah.
putting on the pressure. So yeah, just always making good fights. Just gotta
Mhm.
love all the new fun fighters coming up at like 125, and I feel like that's where like the female prospects are really just like coming in like the UFC right now for the female division. Just getting a
Definitely.
lot
Yeah.
of young fighters at 125.
Yeah, it's by far obviously its youngest female division at the moment, but there's a lot of talent coming in at 125 at the moment, and it's really fun to see because it's actually starting to get to be a fairly deep division.
Mm-hmm. I mean, shit, it really didn't take long for it to become a deeper division than bantamweight. So like, yeah, I don't know. 125 is awesome, but hell yeah. Moving on down the card though. Like, yeah, the UFC card, it wasn't stacked with like names heading into it, but it was a really fun card overall.
Oh yeah.
Motherfucking Joaquin Buckley making his welterweight debut in the UFC. got a nasty head kick over fucking Andre Fiallo second round. Just
Hell yeah.
lands it, then he fucking just he just walks over him. Wasn't sure if he was like just if like they were gonna stop it, just hits him one more time, and then fucking ref
Ref
just like
pushed him off of him.
He's like, yo, this shit is done. But
I was about to say, Mr. Joaquin, live by the head kick, die by the head kick, Buckley.
yeah, he has. Cause he got head kick in this one. He lost by head kick to Alessio Jacirico. Fucking jumping, spinning back kick to Impa.
Yep.
Yeah, he be getting some head kicks out here and losing to some head kicks.
No, yeah, but no, for real though, like it throws that head kick as Fiallo thought he was going to be coming in, and is throwing a counter left hook, was nowhere close because he thought he was coming in, and just gets shinned right across the face and just goes down. Like, and Buckley was setting up that head kick for a while too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
Buckley, he's fucking powerful as shit. Like at 185, 170, like this dude, like this
dude's got power.
For sure. I mean, I don't know. He even said he's just like, oh, prove that, like, the chin ain't suspect after that. But it's like, I mean, we gotta see against some better guys up at 170.
No, yeah,
but
definitely. Because
for real.
I know we were saying that going into it. It's like, man, going down 15 pounds, like, if you're not built to be there and you're just cutting extra weight, that's not going to help your chin. Like, there's still like hard hitters, or like, you know what I mean? Even if it's not like a hard weight cut or whatever, but it's like you're still 15 pounds lighter against these guys. Like,
you're
like, now you're still at the same weight class as them. Like, I don't know. They're still fucking big hitters. Like, you got to be careful. You can't just assume you're going to go down and it's going to be easy. But shit, he did his thing. He got that head kick. Good for him.
I mean, if fucking Kevin Holland loses against hit in his next fight against Chiesa, I would love to see that rematch at 170. That shit was just so funny. Kevin was just like, wipe your boogers, and then he wiped it. He's like, good man, and then knocked him out.
Yeah, with like solid just 1-2 just down the pipe and just. It was over at that point.
It's a great clip. I love it.
Oh my god.
Oh man, but not yet. Again, good win for Buckley. Yeah, just moving into a new weight class. That was definitely awesome. I'm probably not getting a top 15 guy after that, but another fight outside, another good win outside top 15, probably get himself there.
Yeah, I was about to say, someone who's outside the top 15, who has been in the top 15, that could probably be a good fight for him as well, because he's always just a fun fight. Li Jingliang.
That's very true.
Powerful guy at 170. Another powerful guy at 170 with Joaquin Buckley now.
I mean,
like that'd be a good fight.
That's honestly fun as fuck. The Leech will definitely want to test that chin of his at 170.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Sure. And
that's what I'm saying.
If he gets a fucking highlight reel knockout over the Leech, for sure he's in. That's like getting a top 15 fight.
He's a top 15 guy.
How could you not at that point?
Exactly. That's some good shit. I like that. I like that idea a lot. For Andre though, that's fucking 3 knockout losses in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to probably take a little bit of time.
Yeah. Jake Matthews right cross second round. Muslim Salikov spinning back kick and punches third round, and now Joaquin Buckley head kick in the second round.
Yeah. Dude, honestly,
June,
it might
November,
be.
May.
He might only have 1 fight left. He's 2-4 in the UFC on a 3-fight skid.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll have another fight after this. Because it's like,
yeah.
Not only is it the 3-fight skid, but he got knocked out in all 3 of them.
And it's like, this is all like not top 15 competition. Like, granted, they are all good fighters, like, probably around top 20 to 25 in the welterweight division, but it's still like, that's just real rough.
Michelle Bejeda and losing a decision. All right, whatever. Beats Miguel Baeza, beats Cameron Van Camp.
Yeah, back-to-back first-round knockouts, which had him real hyped up coming in, but
and then loses to Jake Matthews, Muslim Salikov, and then Joaquin Buckley now.
Yeah,
I
don't know if he gets another one. He might
get 1 more. but
If
that's
he does,
about
he
it.
needs to take way more time.
Yeah.
He cannot
Yeah.
come back in 4, 5, 6 months. Like,
Nah, this dude, like, if he's getting another fight, he should, like, if he's fighting this year, it should be December. Like, you know, that's the, but he
even
probably
then,
shouldn't even fight
but
this
that's
year.
what I'm
Like,
saying. Like, I don't even think he should
Yeah.
fight again this year because that's crazy. Yeah, he got knocked out in June of 22, fought again in November, which yeah, it's like a few months, but then he gets knocked out again, and now yeah, like it's been a few months, but he gets knocked out again. Like, bro, you can't be getting knocked out 3 times in less than 12 months. You need to go sit your ass down.
yeah, that.
And to be fair,
It's
during
just
the
so bad.
Van Camp fight, he got hurt as
Yeah.
well. He didn't just like walk over Van Camp. He got hurt, and then Van Camp got overexcited and he got caught with a check left hook.
Yeah. And I mean, he's only 29 years old, so it's not like he's old at all, but
Yeah,
it's
no.
just.
But so, you know, take these 3 L's, sit down.
Yeah.
If you get that other fight, yeah, definitely take your time so you can come back, do your thing, and just be fucking smart about it. Like,
Nah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's. Yeah, it's just rough. But goddamn. You know what else was rough?
Oh,
this one was bad.
Yeah, I did not. That was so hard to see. Carlos Diego
Yeah.
Fajeda gets a overhand right knockout second round over Michael Johnson. That just stiffens him.
I've seen people go stiff,
Yeah.
but this was like the worst I've ever actually seen somebody stiffen up. I feel like he was so stiff, I'm not even sure his head actually hit the mat when he went down because it was kind of tilted up a little bit. And then I don't know if you guys caught it because I know that I didn't say anything, but when he laid down, his legs were so tight, stiffened up that they crossed over on its
Yeah.
own. Like he was
Yeah.
just so
Uh-huh.
he was out of it. Like
no, yeah.
Yeah.
When he got up, he was asking. He didn't know like where he was.
yeah, no, he
didn't know
looked
what
over. Like
happened.
I said that I did point out to Jimmy. I was like, he just asked what happened. Like
Yeah.
you watched him go,
Yeah.
what happened? Like
Yeah. It
No, yeah. He was out and I know me and like Jimmy mentioned it. And even they mentioned on the commentary. That was just so similar to him getting knocked out by Josh Emmett. Like just that huge
Yeah.
overhand right clips him and he just stiff and just goes down. Like it was I saw a video side by side comparison and it is eerily similar to that fight. Like holy shit.
yeah, that's
it's so bad. Like
Be-
that was a nasty knockout.
No, it was.
yeah, now he's now 2-6 in his last 8 fights. Knocked out by Diego Fajeda. He got subbed by Thiago Moises, and yeah, knocked out by Josh Emmett, and you know that streak. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you know, he was saying it like, you know, and like the broadcast was talking about it like coming out just like, oh, he wants to fight for 10 more years. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I
He should
like
not
30,
fight.
36 years old at 155. Like you
should not be in there at 38, 40, 46. Like,
yeah, like 13 and 15 overall in the UFC. Like this dude has been around forever. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and didn't he
Ultimate
just-
Fighter season 12 in 2010.
Yeah.
Like
I was about to say he just signed what a 5-fight extension. Like the last, I remember him signing that, and it's just like I'm not even sure he'll get through that whole contract at this point.
yeah. Like this dude has literally fought everyone. Tony Ferguson, Danny Castillo, Joe Lozon, Gleison Tebow, Melvin Gillard, Edson Barboza, Benil, Nate Diaz, Dustin, Habib, Justin, Darren Elkins, Andre Feely, Josh Emmett. Like, yeah, just
He's fought a who's who. Like
it is just incredible the amount of people that he's fought, and
yeah,
I mean,
he is a legendary man in himself. He's
yeah,
it's fucking Michael Johnson, man.
yeah. People
His
have
wins
been watching
don't make
around
sense.
the podcast.
His losses
they
don't make sense. And I said it from the beginning. I hate that he got knocked out like
I
this, but I was
know.
like, he's supposed to win it, and that's why he's gonna lose. Like, there's no reason Diego should be beating him, and that's why he's
Yeah.
gonna fucking beat him. And what happened?
mean,
He
I'm
knocked him the
Pretty
fuck
sure
out.
technically wasn't Diego the favorite heading into it.
Yeah, he was.
he was. But
So I
that's
mean,
the thing with-
technically,
Yeah,
like,
but you know what I mean.
I
He's,
know.
he was on a 3-fight losing streak
Yeah.
himself. Like, he just
and well, that was kind of the thing with Diego is it's just like is his losses though were to Beneil Dariush, Gregor Gillespie, and Mateus Gamrot.
yeah, but he's 38 years old,
Like-
so you know he's even older than fucking Michael Johnson. Michael
No,
Johnson
yeah.
just, you know, just having a variety of experience and different people and certain wins, you
No,
know what I
yeah.
mean? So that's what I was saying, that even though Diego is the favorite, I just was like, I feel like Michael Johnson should win this, and that's why he's not gonna win this. Like,
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
yeah, that's
because
fair.
like to your point, like you said, 3-fight losing streak, like yeah, because the Mateus he got knee to the body and like I'm pretty like just like yeah, it says submission to strike, because he was I'm pretty sure he like broke his rib or something, but was out for a year and a half after that, you know what I mean? So it's like yeah, it Michael Johnson definitely like in the past 3 fights on like the little bit better of a run, being 2-1, going into it, but it's yeah, that just fucking sucked to
Yeah.
see for Michael
Just
Johnson. Like
ugh.
that was just rough. But yeah, beautiful fucking knockout though for Diego Ferreira,
hell
because
yeah.
Yeah.
holy shit. I mean, that's definitely a way to try and get himself back into the top 15 because
No, yeah.
yeah, that was just fucking nasty.
That's the thing. Like, the lower part of this division is kind of already trying to play itself out as well. Like, just like we were talking about with 185, because you got Grant and Demir fighting. Poinato still needs a fight. Favola just fought and is trying to fight Patty. Hooker Jalen's fighting. RDA's fighting at 170. I still don't know why he's still in the rankings.
He's never gonna leave.
I know.
He's there forever, just accept it.
I told you, he's there until at least 10 years after he retires.
Sounds about right.
We're doing the same thing with Goyevnov at 15, right?
Until the UFC stops offering him fights at 155. That's when...
So never.
Exactly.
This man's gonna be 68, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, you want to fight this young up and comer?"
Like, come on, he's got 2 pro fights. We know you still got it in you. But yeah, great win though. 155, always fucking just amazing to watch, and because yeah, prelim headliner, another amazing finish at 155. Motherfucking Slava Claus is back. Just a beautiful knockout to get over fucking Machete. Just nasty. Gotta love it. Mahashate. But nah, yeah. That shit was so good. Does his classic fucking Slava Claus dance and then goes on his back and does it. That shit was so funny to watch.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious, but it was sad. He fucked him up. He dropped him a couple times and then just knocked him out. It was just good for him. It was real good for him.
Oh yeah, good.
Not good for Mahashati.
Yeah, nah.
No.
1-2 now in the UFC. Only what, 23 years old? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So young as shit.
As fuck.
So he's got plenty of time to just grow and build, and that's what's always just hard too. It's just like, just probably should be growing and building outside of the UFC, especially like being sub 25. You know what I mean? Like it's just
a lot of these guys are like that, because I was saying the same thing about Raul Rosas Jr. Like, yeah, he got that Contender Series win, he got his debut, but I was still just like, man, I feel like he shouldn't be in the UFC right now.
Yeah, it's just hard. I mean, some guys are able to do it, but yeah, just it really does take a special talent to be so young and being able to just being that young and doing it for fucking 3, 4, 5 years maybe, against people that have been like professionals for longer than that, you know what I mean? And so it's just it's rough, but motherfucking Slava Claus, let's go. Other good fights on the prelims. Like I said earlier, the entire card was fun. Kate, what other fight on the prelims did you like the most?
Natalia Silva did her thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she was just kind of the first round TK over Victoria Leonardo. She was just fucking her up slowly. Well, not slowly actually, just fucking her up, and then threw that head kick. Victoria just immediately on guard. She punched her a little bit. The ref came in. It was just done. It was over.
Yeah.
2 minutes 58 seconds into the first round. Like, Victoria didn't have shit for her.
Yeah. That was playing out, I'm just like, all I was saying, I was like, this was a mismatch.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
It was terrible for Victoria to take that.
Standing TKO, didn't even go down. But yeah, as soon as the ref came in, she just dropped along the cage like she was a bloody mess already.
I was about to say, it's bad when like there's a standing TKO and the person who was standing TKO doesn't even try to argue it.
No, yeah, because I'm pretty sure when we were watching, weren't you just like, oh, like that was kind of like weird, and it's just like, and it just because it did look kind of weird. Just ate the head kick and was just standing there with her arms up, and the ref just came in.
But then afterwards, it's like, nah, she was done. She just dropped to the floor. She ain't won none of that.
No.
Nah,
because in the 2 minutes it went on basically.
Yeah, just under 3 minutes.
Yeah, Natalia landed. It was only 21 significant strikes. She threw 45, but that's all it took.
I mean,
that's all it took.
Landing fucking 21 significant strikes in 3 minutes. That's still,
that's
throwing 45, just fucking putting the pressure on,
because even that head kick, the way her shit snapped back, just threw up guard that she was done.
It was over. Like, she wasn't intelligibly defending herself. She wasn't. She was just. It was basically like, I'm done. I'm just.
Yeah, because she was like just looking down, wasn't even like actually like looking through the guard, So the ref probably just saw
looking down while having guard up.
Yeah,
that's when it's just like the ref knew, like, okay, it's over.
Like, she's just gonna stand here and get punched. That's it.
There's no need to do this.
If you if you're watching someone in a professional fight and when they're engaging in they're just looking down, closing their eyes or whatever, it's it's only a matter of time until they're getting knocked out. You know what I mean? It's just you just cannot have that kind of reactions just when you're fighting someone. It's just it's and obviously that's the natural human reaction that your body's telling you to do, but it's that's the thing that you're just supposed to train so that doesn't, you know what I mean? And you just work through that. And
you're supposed to
work through it, move out of it. Whatever it may be. Counter,
Yeah. That was just rough, but fucking Talia Silva at 125. That's, like we were just saying earlier, just these female prospects coming out 125. There's just a lot of them and they're really fucking good. So give it a couple years and wouldn't be surprised if that's the most exciting females division in the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
But all right, Gingy, what about you? What other fight did you like, or who were you impressed with on the prelims?
I was actually really impressed with Chase Hooper's debut at 155.
Yeah.
At 145, he was kind of in terms of the striking was kind of getting lit up and was just getting hurt a lot. So moving up, I was just they're gonna have a lot more power up there. I don't know if that's gonna work out for you, but holy shit.
No,
I was impressed with the way he was able to handle the strikes that did land and his striking overall.
Those fucking left-hand uppercuts that he was landing all night long.
Oh my god,
he looks so nice.
Dude, the elbows he was landing.
But I had the same thing because he's just getting out-muscled and just beat up against these dudes at 145, and he's just got this small, slender frame, and so I'm just thinking, he moving up 10 pounds, these dudes are just a lot bigger, how's he gonna handle it?
Another young-ass guy, just 23 years old,
But I really do think that he probably was just cutting down too much to 145 because you said, the punch resistance, you know what I mean? Just
the punch resistance, the cardio for this man.
For sure.
He landed 217 strikes of 340 in 3 rounds. He was throwing over 100 strikes a round.
Hell yeah, he was going fucking
and
crazy.
Grappling.
Yeah, that's
he only landed 1 of 10 of his takedowns, but shooting 10 takedowns and throwing 340 strikes as a lightweight those are pretty good numbers.
Yeah, I think he was just too big for 145
and
he was cutting down too much and it was just hurting him so much because he was looking great last night.
I did not even realize that, because, obviously watching it, and because I didn't look at the stats for that either, but, obviously he's throwing a lot. I did not realize that he fucking threw that much because with how much fucking grappling he was doing, it's how the fuck was he even able to throw 300 punches?
Exactly.
Where was there the time on the feet to throw that many?
There was so much grappling, and the grappling exchanges were beautiful. Let's just talk about that.
Watching Chase Hooper grapple is so much fucking fun.
Jesus Christ.
That shit is great.
It was so good. And he had, I think that's the thing with this fight. He had just a great dance partner in Nick Fiore.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For this fight. Because holy shit, Nick Fiore
tough as hell, just in there, game as fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't see who tweeted it, but they said Chase Hooper's striking is awkward and unorthodox, but I'm here for it. I was like, yeah. Or they
Yeah,
were like
no,
watching him fight,
exactly.
just whatever it was. But I think they said it's striking, but I was like, hell yeah. Like,
Yeah,
he just makes it work for him. It's so good. And yeah, like you said,
Eh.
his grappling, the transition is just so much fucking fun.
Yeah,
and just
that was beautiful.
looking at this round for round, it's kind of hilarious. In the first round, throws 112 total strikes, lands 68. Second round, lands 74, throws 112. Third round, lands 75, throws 116 total strikes. Like the consistency on the amount of strikes he was throwing each round, like
He's just sitting there counting in his head. I throw 112. I have to stop here.
Can't go more. It's the last round. I could throw a few extra punches.
Exactly.
No, it was just last round.
Like,
he was already going for 10 minutes. He fucked up his count a little bit. You know, he was only off by 4.
Yeah, no, but like that amount of consistency to be throwing over 100 strikes every round, like I would expect like one of those rounds to have had
like
a
maybe in the
big
80s,
jump.
90s, and then the other ones just being like a bit more.
Yeah, something like that, or like, the first 2 rounds being like, 80 90, 80 90, and then like a big jump up in that third round, because they really did kind of go all in on that third round.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
But
And yeah, that was just so good. And to your point earlier about his cardio, because that's just how he fights. Like he is just going after you,
Yeah.
and like, but with being at 155, like, because at 145 he just gassed like in the second round, like that he would just be so exhausted. But just 155, 10 pounds up, being able to do that for 15 minutes, being able to absorb the punches and like not just getting like just beat up from the punches that he's taking, you know what I mean? Like it was. This is definitely the better weight class for Chase Hooper, and goddamn, it's gonna be fun as fuck seeing him move across this division.
Oh yeah, and like he was tired in that third, and you can tell he was starting to fatigue, but he started to fatigue like halfway through the third, instead of halfway through the second.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
and to be fair, with the pace that he's
with
putting
that.
on, like that.
Oh my god, yeah, no, the pace was insane. Like, if he gets better takedowns, to be able to use his jiu-jitsu and mix that in with the striking, he's gonna be he could be a force.
Honestly, I just feel like he just has to just fucking develop more, just get a bit older, like build a little bit more muscle, and then it's like I feel
strength up.
because it's like in a lot of those situations, like he's trying to throw Nick over or whatever, and Nick was just stronger than him, like in just fucking like Chase was not able to like just move him around like he moves around like other guys, so it's just
and that's probably part of it, but
let's go. Obviously, the next fight to make is Chase Hooper versus Paddy Pimblett, so
let's stop trying to match make Paddy Pimblett and let his foot heal, and then let him go fight Jared again so that he could stop fucking living in his head and we could stop hearing about that shit.
All right, fine. Chase Hooper versus Cade Ruotolo then.
I was gonna say I am pretty
different promotions. We can't do that. That's illegal.
Who Chase would be fighting next? Because like
I don't know. The lower end of 155. They got
but there's a lot of
the
fighters at
ranking
155 is the thing.
Yeah, so they definitely shouldn't be like, Nick Fiore's not like a known name or anything. Shouldn't be like a big step up in competition. Should just probably be around there, like just a slow build for him to just give him more time to just get older and shit and just develop. But solid ass win for Chase Hooper. That was awesome. Motherfucking Gilbert Urbina though, he had that shit was so nasty. In the second round, he landed a fucking front kick to the body. You just seen that. Orion was like, oh nah, I didn't like that. And I was just sitting here watching. I'm just like, he just gotta land one more and this dude is done.
Yeah.
A minute later, just digs another one right to the belly again and just folded him up. He was like, game over. That
fucking body shot.
It's just so great to watch people just rip that body. It's just
body work is so good. I love seeing that type of shit. God.
But fucking Gilbert, he had 2 other brothers that were on the Ultimate Fighter. None of them got to the UFC, so with a beautiful finish, being the first one from the family to get it done in the UFC, so that's awesome for him.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Love to see it.
But UFC fight night, Dern versus Hill. Fun card overall. Was some good shit. But do you know what else was some good shit? This motherfucker over here just keeps getting it done. 6 in a row, you said?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
6 weeks in a row.
KT
Yeah.
win streak goes strong. Let's go. The only thing that matters is Ginger still lost, so let's go.
Yeah. Picks were just fucking real good this week.
Nah, yeah, it was me and you only 10 points off. You at 580, I was at 570. Ginger at 440. Yeah.
Yeah, because we both had 9 out of 12.
Yup.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, you two going 9 for 12, me going 7. Like, it was just a bad week for me to only get 7 right.
Yeah.
Any other week, I'd at least be a lot closer.
Right. Any other week with 7 right, and it's like you would have.
But yeah, 9 picks right, got 3 decisions on that, no perfects and 3 semi-perfects, so
Yeah, I got 2 decisions, 1 perfect, 2 semi-perfect.
So I got 3 decisions, 1 semi-perfect, no perfects.
that goddamn perfect is what brought you through to the top.
Oh, I know. Fucking Natalia Silva with the first round knockout. Let's go.
Yeah. I thought the Michael Johnson one was solid. It just
No.
did not play out.
I actually had 0 confidence this week. The fight started and I was like, I don't think this is my week to win, and then came out 10 points on top. I was like, yo, let's fucking go.
I forget. I think it was right after the second or third fight. I was looking at the picks and we talked about it like while you guys were streaming. Like, this is the first time it's us 3 on top of the group. Let's see how long this lasts. Did not last that long.
No, because I did pretty good. I think I went 6 for 6 or 7 for 7. It was something like that. I think it was Slava Claus that came out and ruined my streak. Yes, but yeah, because I was doing really good up until the fucking that point.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Overall, though, Tapology, pretty good night for everyone. A lot of good picks. Always good fun, but god damn it, Ginger, we really got to step our game up. This is unprecedented. Yo, we cannot when this when the year ends, we cannot allow Kate to have the longest winning streak for the year, all right? That is just
Are one of you guys going to beat my 6-week
That's
win streak so far?
Yeah, and I know that when I was doing the rundown, I was just kind of thinking of just kind of throwing something in there. It's just this really might end up being the best fucking streak that any one of us is going to go on throughout doing this shit, because 6 weeks in a row, that's
6 weeks is
that's a month and a half of fights.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
All right, well, there's no fights next week, so we'll have a hard reset, you know what I mean? So then maybe this is what we got to do to
I'm gonna stay fresh. I'm gonna go vote on some boxing or something.
God damn. That's the thing though, you saying Tapology was good all around this week. When the bottom person is going 50-50 on their picks, that's how you know it was a good week in Tapology, because
oh, for sure.
When you go 6 for 12, that's not that bad. 6 out of 6, now the person on top getting 10 out of 12, that's just insanity. That's when it starts getting okay, calm it down, because you guys went 75%. You guys got 75% of the fights right.
Yeah, for sure. It was the week before I went fucking 4 for 12 or some shit like that.
Some shit like that. I'm about to look.
No, don't confirm it. You're not allowed to confirm it. The evidence is not
it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad at all. It was 6 for 11.
6 for 11.
Okay, then it had to have been before that. I know there was one week where I just did.
There it is. It was the
4
pay-per-view Sterling Cejudo.
Oh my gosh,
4 for 12, 0 decisions, 0 perfects, 1 semi-perfect.
That was the week that I came out on the very top. I got 7 out of 12.
Well, that's what I was looking back at.
Yeah, 7 for 12 and you're number
tied
1.
for second here.
Right.
Because, god damn.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I did a little bit better. I wasn't so fast with mine. I thought about it a little bit more, you know what I mean? Had some more detailed thoughts behind my picks, so...
I felt brain dead doing mine. I was like, oh my god, I had 0 confidence.
We all did way better on this card than we did on the pay-per-view.
Let's go.
That's the funny thing.
Hey, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, alright. With the motherfucking cookie crumbling, that's gonna bring us into just the next segment, because this is the real fucking part of the podcast right here. Fight news and announcements.
Oh my god.
So
okay, also, real quick.
yeah.
To go back, because Kate, you guys brought up with the Esparza thing. So, as of like May 8th, she was 20 weeks pregnant.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
so
don't
we
think
got
she's not
time.
fighting
No, hell
this year.
Hell
No,
no.
that is
Okay,
not
yeah.
happening.
That's why I was asking if she had the baby, because if she had the baby, at least at this point she's like post recovery of pregnancy, and then she can at least start to train and do things like that, and you could potentially see her this year. But hell no, if she's still pregnant and still got weeks to go.
Oof. Who was it? Was it Mackenzie Dern that fought like a couple months after having her baby?
It might have been.
It's
I can't remember off the top of my head.
You know what I mean? Especially if you have a good pregnancy, and there are some people like, I mean, getting off topic, but you know what I mean? Like, if their pregnancy is going well and their body is just okay, they could still work out, still stay fit and all of that. But some people, like, they have a higher risk pregnancy, get put on bed rest, things like that, told not to do too much, just whatever. Just everyone, you know, just has it differently. So it's like,
No, yeah, for sure.
But I mean, 4 months is still surprising. Like, that's still pretty crazy of her.
Yeah, because I forget exactly. It was like within a couple months, and it was like damn, like this is crazy, like that's because there's a lot of like just other women's fighters that they're like, you know, they want to be there with the baby for, you know, a while, so like they might take like a year off or something, you know what I mean? After
I feel like Esparza is gonna take a year off because they're also like not that far into their marriage either. Like there's a lot going on with that situation, so I feel like it's probably gonna be next year that we'd be looking at, like first quarter of 2024.
That's
maybe like the later half of the first quarter. So I've been sitting on that since we mentioned it. I went to go look it up because I was like, okay, is she pregnant or did she have the kid? Because I could not remember for the life of me.
I gotcha. But alrighty. So this shit right here. I just absolutely love it because this is just historic. Motherfucking Francis Ngannou, as of Tuesday, May 16th, officially signed with the PFL. And this is not your ordinary MMA deal.
It's not.
Not even fucking close. So I believe I have all of the details of it. If I am missing anything, I am sorry. I try to like, you know, make sure that I hit everything and like all the major things. So because from the start, this has never, like, the big thing with France is it's never been about money. It's always been about respect, trying to just get it, like, just have freedom within his contract to be able to do more things, give fighters more, just more of a voice with inside the company, just anything to help fighters. So he is now official member of the PFL Global Athlete Advisory Board. So they have retired fighters on the board, but he would be the first active fighter that would be on that board. So that is definitely like a big thing.
That's a huge plus.
The PFL is also starting PFL Africa, which he will be the chairman of. So I assume that, you know, it's gonna be like PFL Europe and how like Dan Hardy kind of runs that. I'm gonna assume that he's gonna play in like that kind of a role, just helping develop like regional talent throughout Africa, and just being like the main guy to do that. With the MMA deal, so high 7-figure MMA like purse, strictly MMA exclusive. So the crazy thing with that is because with the UFC saying that he was guaranteed like $8 million to fight John Jones, he could be getting guaranteed $8 million to just fight in the PFL.
Right.
We do not know exactly how much money that is. We do know that it is only going to be 2 to 3 fights, so getting that short of a deal is just fucking crazy as a high-level athlete. Just seeing John Jones re-signed, he re-signed an 8-fight deal.
Right.
And is talking about retiring after his next one,
Exactly. He won't be competing in their heavyweight division tournament, but he will be a part of the PFL super fight division that they will have fights exclusively on pay-per-view. He also negotiated for whoever he is going to be fighting to have a guaranteed minimum of $2 million purse for his opponent. just crazy.
That's
like,
the insane. That's the biggest insane.
It's just beautiful
insane
because
part. It's beautiful. It's
when
just
do
like,
fighters ever advocate for the person they are about to fight? And it's just
almost never.
Never.
And it's like, honestly, like, it's great. Yeah, he's just looking out for his sport in general. He's like, listen,
Yeah.
if I'm going to PFL and you want me to beat these guys the fuck up, you better pay them correctly for it. Like,
Yeah.
no one
Oh,
else
yeah.
is doing that. It's always pay me right. But, like,
Yep.
he's like, nah, it's not right. Pay people.
No, yeah.
Then, and this still ain't even the fucking end of it, too. He has the right to sponsorship, so in the PFL, I believe they allow athletes to have two like sponsors on their shorts when they go into like the fight. So it's not 100% clear if it is just going to be the two, if he will like be able to have more. And then he also gets percentage of the event revenue, so that's pay-per-view buys, that's the gate, that's merchandise, that is literally all of the money that is made from that event. He gets a certain percentage of that.
So,
Yeah.
Here's what I have to say real quick. So outside of the PFL, outside of being part of the Global Athlete Advisory Board and PFL Africa chairman, outside of that, and maybe even the $2 million for his opponent, even though like those things get negotiated in it, this very much sounds like a boxing contract because boxers get a percentage of the purse. Not purse, the gate, the pay-per-view, merchandise. Like this very much sounds like a boxing contract, and that's what I do like about it. Is because it very much because they only do sign for like 2-3 fights as well.
Yeah, but like you said, it's
So it's
outside of the other shit, but it's like he got that other shit. It's fucking insane.
Well, no.
Legendary deal.
Yeah.
Well, no, and that's why I'm saying like outside of those two things, because those things don't really exist in boxing because you're signed to a promoter, not
that's true.
a belt organization.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to kind of like keep those out of it because like most fighters, if they're in boxing, they'll just end up making their own promotion anyway.
Yeah, and that's
If
why they
want
get
all
like
that.
and that's why they get like the percent of like the gate and all those things. And
because Canelo has his own promotion, Floyd, Oscar, like
all the YouTube boxers that are doing, what I mean? Like, it's just
that's why I left those two things out because it's kind of like you kind of end up being that with your own promotion anyway. So it's like outside of that, this is very much like a boxer's contract that's signed to a promoter, not a promoter themselves.
No, yeah, but with just all of those things, it's just hard to even put into words of just how just crazy of a fucking sign in like a signing for PFL this is, how crazy of a deal for Francis to get all of this. Like the only thing
really
that
is.
out of like everything he was asking for when he was like talking about shit and like the problems with the UFC, the only thing that wasn't mentioned is healthcare. But I mean, you gotta be, like it's negotiations. You gotta take some, you gotta give some. You know what I mean? And to get all of these things and being on the fucking Global Athlete, PFL advisory board, he can now be a front person. Like, we need this shit.
I was just gonna say, and who's to say that he's not gonna go advocate it now that he's on the board and is gonna be PFL chairman of Africa? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say that this isn't gonna come up later on?
Yeah, no, and I know he wants that for all fighters, but I feel like that's also part of the reason he wanted to get the $2 million minimum pay for his opponents was
because if they don't have healthcare, at least you can go pay for it.
Like it kind of ensured that like, okay, I have to get rid of this, but if I can at least get this, then at least my opponents are going to be able to get it.
Right,
so
because at least then they can afford their own healthcare for it. Then for sure.
Like I feel like that was part of his own give and take in his head of, okay, I'm not getting this for everyone. What can I do to make it okay? I want $2 million for my opponents.
That's
so.
And like and like you guys said, like who the fuck does that? Like, and for him to be like, okay, I'm a big star, like I know what it is to fight me and stuff, and it's like, like like I'm basically, and because for boxers and stuff, it's like they'll be like, oh, this event is centered around me, so that's why I deserve like this amount of like the money, and you know what I mean, and so it's just like for him to be like, no, they have to fight me, so they have to be set up too, like. 2 like they can make more than 2 million, but like no, like you are
At
minimum
least,
2
yeah.
million, like, and then he was saying like they can negotiate from there and whatever if they want to try and get more, but yeah, for him to be
Which,
like set in stone they're making 2 million, that's beautiful. That's
the thing. How many heavyweight MMA fighters who are not signed to the UFC are making that type of money on just the fight perks?
bro, what heavyweight fighter signed to the UFC is making that money? That's not the champion.
There were a couple, but like
Even
that
Overeem
was
wasn't
about it.
making like Overeem was making like 900K or some shit like that.
Yeah, he was making 900K, but that was like, wasn't he part of? He had a win bonus and a loss bonus. He had a show and win.
I feel like he was
don't
just
remember
guaranteed.
exactly.
I feel like he was just paid flat money, like just being that big. But just even still, it's
I
like
just mean like in the million range. Like who's getting really paid that? Like because there are fighters who have a 500 and 500 win show and win bonus, but it's very few and far in between in the UFC. I'm not saying like this is a common, like a million is a common thing in the UFC.
Oh no,
I'm just saying like even then, like in the UFC, it's not common. So how uncommon is it for a fight purse for people outside the UFC?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's like
so, like
yeah, champions in other fucking promotions. Like unless you're gonna factor in like all of the sources of revenue that they get from everything, like then like they're probably making it.
Saying purse.
No, yeah, no, exactly. But so because like come on, you're gonna tell me that fucking Bellator is paying fucking Ryan Bader 2 million to fight for them? Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like
didn't he get paid in his last one like 500K? Talking about that?
Something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Which then, like with his sponsorships, maybe he was around the $1 million range.
Yeah, but so either way, it's like this. This is just awesome for Francis. This is awesome for the PFL. I really hope they're able to get some, like especially with that $2 million for the opponent, that are able to lure in some people to like sign over to them to get some big fights, because the only thing, it's just like
I'm sure people are lining up for a $2 million knockout.
I mean, shit, fucking Verdum already wants that fight, so he's.
I was about to say Fabricio was like sitting right there, and I mean,
so I don't really know how good that does pay-per-view, like
neither do I.
But either way though, I'm just like, I just hope that this doesn't kind of fuck PFL and like they end up just spending too much money than what they get out of it. But I guess with also it being a 2 to 3 fight deal, that's also good for the PFL too, because if it's 2 fights or something and like they kind of they fuck up on both of them, then there's like, all right, we're not going to re-sign or something, you know what I mean? Then it's
there's no obligation to re-sign him as an athlete or anything.
Exactly. So
at that point.
But yeah, just absolutely amazing. I don't know. Are there any final thoughts on like anything specific parts of the deal or like the overall that you guys want to touch on it, or the deal, Francis, PFL, whatever?
We love that for him.
Yeah.
Love it for him. He won't be fighting in MMA till 2024.
Yeah, and I know I did bring it up that it was MMA exclusive, but yes, he can fight in boxing, not with the PFL as like their required promoter for him. He can go do his own thing in any other combat sports that he wants. That's not MMA, which is just amazing. And wants to get a fight in boxing 2023, come back MMA 2024. So yeah, that's that's gonna be some good shit. Like you said, just love it for him. That's really all there is left to say. It's just so awesome. But with all of that beautiful news for the PFL and Francis, you knew the UFC had to come right up on in, like, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. We're number one in town, and we're the one dropping news today, because goddamn, they did a pretty good job at trying to steal the fucking show, because
they really did.
UFC 291 got announced for July 29th, Salt Lake City, Utah. Shit. Main event.
We got the vacant BMF title up for grabs.
Yes. Masvidal retired. The BMF title is now vacant. So, I mean, to be fair, who else could possibly be better to fight for that fake belt? But it's a beautiful belt. It really is nice looking. I'll give it that.
It is.
But Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje 2.
Honestly, they are the most deserving people in the UFC to go
They were
fight
the
for
most
BMF
deserving the
title.
first time.
I agree.
They were, yeah.
But it wasn't their thing. It
I know
wasn't
it.
their time.
I kind of wish this wasn't the BMF belt, not the baddest motherfucker. I just wish it was the most violent motherfucker belt.
Yeah.
Because they are the number 1, number 2 in the violence weight division. Like, holy shit. This rematch. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
First fight happened April 14th of 2018. 5 years later. This is, as Dustin said, War 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the perfect time to do it, honestly. Like, the only
really
thing
is.
that with it, I'm just like, I hope they just don't fuck Benny. That's all I'm like.
Oh, please don't fuck Benny.
They're fighting in July. Islam ain't fighting till October. This is, you know what I mean? Like, what's a bigger fight? Justin 2 or fucking Oliveira Benny 3 rounds co-main event to Amanda Nunes or Rene Aldana. You know what I mean? It's not even close, which is a bigger fight.
Yeah.
But I don't
Decision
wanna
win
talk
for
about
Benny
that.
versus a finish for the winner here.
I don't want to talk about that. Benny needs that fight.
I know, but
I know.
and because all they said is that he's promised to fight for a title in his next fight.
I know. So that means that it's not that he's the next person to get it, but he's gonna fight next.
Just like Bilal and Gilbert, they're
If he
promised to
wins.
be the, Bilal and Gilbert, whoever wins, you're like next in the title. Like, you're gonna fight for a title
After
next.
Colby.
After Colby. And I don't know, with Benny saying when he like talked to the UFC and like when Charles pulled out and he was like, oh, just give me a title shot, and they're just like, Dustin's the number 1 contender. So it's just like, yeah, Charles is technically, number 1 in the rankings, and if like Benny wins, but it's like if Dustin beats Justin, the UFC might just be like, he's the number 1 contender, like he's.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
either way, that is that's just an
fight.
amazing fight. That
like.
I feel like whoever loses this fight, they're done at the top of the division. Like they just probably are not going
Like
to be
this is their
same.
last war.
Yeah, like
Well, like, where would they be able to go from there?
That's what I'm saying.
It's just hard
At that
to like.
that point, it would just be them defending their spot. I think just kind of gatekeeping the top 5, and then maybe the top 10. They're both 34 years old at this point. Like
just trying to get big fights. You know what I mean? Big names, but like.
And that was the thing. I'm pretty sure that Gaethje has even said he's making like one more run for the title, and if he doesn't get it, like he's probably out.
Yeah.
So if he loses this, he's probably think he'll retire if he loses.
As possible, because if he loses, it's not going to be good. You know what I mean?
No,
it's going to be a hard loss, and there's
he...
not going to be no clear road to the title again. It's not like he's,
no.
If he wins, then yeah, you can make the argument of, oh, I want that shit next, whatever. But like,
it's like, yeah, he would have lost to Oliveira, would have lost to Dustin twice. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's not going to fight Benny because they're friendly. He beat Chandler, but like beat Fiziev, but like.
But that's going outside of the top 5 now.
Yeah, and so it's just
you're going outside top 5, like, and then you got like Gamrot, Saryukian, Jalen Turner.
Yeah, like what? He's gonna stick around to fight all those fucking killers and just get in more wars. You know what I mean? Like it.
Well, and that's the thing. He even said like a couple years ago that he only has a certain amount of wars left, and like he's been in at least 2.
Nah, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
He had, like after his
left? What was it? It was after the fucking Dustin lost. Yeah, didn't he say that he had like 3 or like more wars left or something?
He had like 4 or 5 more wars left, and he's at least had 2. The next one is in Chandler and Fiziev.
Tony was a tough fight. Chandler was a tough fight. Oliveira, he got fucked up.
Like
Fiziev was tough.
He's
he's really on that timeline of like he gets fucked up here. Like, that's probably it.
He probably feels like he's on borrowed time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's honestly a very good chance that if Dustin gets like a really good win and like knocks him out or something like that, he might just hang it up.
Just drag out beat down of a war. Like they're both getting hurt, and Dustin pulls out with the win. I know it's gonna be a war.
Yeah, it's.
But I'm saying if he loses that, like it's probably
I wouldn't be surprised if he hangs it up.
Yeah, but yeah, that either way,
that's for some reason I feel like if Dustin loses, he'll stick around for like 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I feel like
Maybe
Yeah,
even 3.
but
Yeah.
he'll just want big fights. He'll just
Yeah.
want like big names.
100%. He might
Hell,
try
if
and fight Colby at
loses, he might move.
170.
I was
Yeah,
about to
like-
bring that
Yeah.
up. He might fight Colby at 170.
If Nate comes back, I'll try and fight him. He might try and go for a quadrilogy with Connor. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say
Like,
get the
those
winner
are
of
like
Conor or Alex
the
Chandler.
3 that I could see him doing. There's not many others.
yeah,
I see Dustin really like.
No, yeah, like I don't think he'll
doing-
just be taking fights, but like any one of those fights he'll stick around for, I
Yeah.
think.
for sure. But yeah,
No, yeah.
absolute banger of a fucking main event.
Mhm.
And goddamn, this co-main event. Dana said that Poatan needed a real guy at 205, and goddamn, he got one because he's fighting Jan Blachowicz in that co-main event.
Yeah.
That's
Quite the fight.
yeah. Let's see if Jan
29-9-1 to Pajeda 7-2.
7-2.
he's got as many losses as Peta does pro fights.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This is. It's interesting because Jan, he's technical.
Yep.
He's good on the feet. Like he's solid as fuck. He can grapple. Like he's got good takedowns. He's got good top control. Like he can really test Alex in this one.
Which is why he's a great guy to have Alex fight.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm just so excited for that one. You know what I'm not excited for though? Tony Ferguson is back versus Bobby Beans, Bobby Green, King Green, or just King. I don't know, but it still says Bobby Green right now, so let's go Bobby Green.
I don't think it was legally changed just yet.
Not yet. Too quick of a turnaround for him, but yeah, as soon as I saw this one, I just feel like he's knocking Tony out, honestly.
It's entirely possible.
I just don't like it.
His chin's been cracked, and Bobby's there to knock people out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a rough fight. It's definitely a big fight. You know, just both have good names at 155, Tony Ferg and Bobby. But if this was fucking prime Tony versus Bobby, this would be a fun ass goddamn fight.
Oh,
like holy
yeah.
shit, I would be all for it. But yeah, 5-fight losing streak. It's
just not looking great for him.
Not at all.
Yeah. I just can't.
I don't know if this fight's actually happening though. But
after this one,
bring it up just for the funsies.
I feel like those two should be done after this one, though.
Oh, Tony and
Bobby.
Yeah. They're both like at the end, but yeah. But yo, Paulo Costa versus fucking Ikram Aleskarov.
Paulo said it's fake.
Paulo calling fake news on it. I don't know. He ain't trying to actually fight anyone out here, I guess, but
the UFC just out here dropping all of this shit on the same day the PFL announced that shit with Francis trying to take away from, just trying to distract from the news of that. Out here dropping potentially fake fights because of it. Paulo said that's not true.
But if that is true, holy fuck. That shit's fun. Ikram coming off his UFC debut, knocking out Phil Hawes like that and getting number 5 Paulo, like that's just wild. No, obviously they looking for that Ikram fucking Hamza fight, but you know.
Yeah.
Have him set up with somebody at 185.
Yep. But yeah, that's
exactly
why they putting Paulo back in Salt Lake. Why are they doing it?
So that he can lose.
They put him in fucking Salt Lake in August of last year, and they're just like, let's sit him out for another year and just put him back in Salt Lake.
Bro, I'm telling you, they want him to lose.
He can't. He's on too much secret juice. It's impossible. He's gonna keep winning, and then guys are getting cut from the UFC. That's just how it works, Kate. All right.
Okay.
But yeah, great fight. That should be a lot of fun if it does actually happen. Another fun fight. Wonder Boy versus Michelle Pereira again rebooked to this card, so that's gonna be some good shit. Derek Lewis is back versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. He's probably just gonna get out grappled. Honestly, I'm just.
Probably that's more likely.
Probably the end of Derek Lewis at the top.
Yeah, even if he wins, I think it's the end of Derek Lewis at the top. I don't see him
for sure
beating Aon at the top anymore.
But yeah, and then you got Michael Chiesa back after like a year and a half fighting Kevin Holland, so that should UFC trying to get Kevin Holland back into the top 15. So let's see if he can get it going. But
Definite edge for Kevin on the feet. Definite edge for Chiesa on the ground. Like,
yeah,
Yep.
for sure. That's not.
so it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, that shit is gonna be amazing. But
Like,
the fight announcements don't end there on that Tuesday
Nope.
because also drop in Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley, confirmed for Boston UFC 292 August 19th. That's the fight.
verbally agreed upon.
Verbally agreed, but yeah, Al just saying he's still got to like make sure that he's not injured and just ready to go for
Yeah.
that date. So we'll see if that one actually plays out as well. But that's the fight to make. That's going to be a great
Yeah.
fight. Let's
Hell
fucking
yeah.
go. The
Oh, yeah,
fight
that is
that
Good
wasn't
fight.
supposed to be made, and it
Just
The
fucking
fight that
fumbled.
came out of nowhere. We've been wondering for a while now. What's Weili Zhang gonna be doing next? Apparently, he's gonna be fighting Amanda Lemos.
yeah, I don't know why. With Yan Xiaonan gonna win like that, clearly the fight to make was Zhang Weili versus her. But UFC just want to keep on fucking shit up. But I mean, hey,
Yep.
at least it should be an easy 100 points for me on my draft. Zhang Weili gonna win this year. Let's go.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, maybe, hopefully, but yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just don't understand it. That was just a dumb one to do.
We've talked like way back when we did our video on Weili and her next potential opponents. This is the conclusion we came up with. And then the Yao Xiaonan fight happened. And we're just like, well,
Like,
that
oh,
changes
okay.
everything.
Yeah,
And now it's like, what are we doing here? Why didn't you announce this like a while ago?
exactly. They did this 3 months ago. No, it would be fine. Like she'd be coming off of a
A
fucking
month
good
ago.
win. Like yeah, and just but either way, Zhang Weili's back, so I'm happy about
Yep.
that. She's always fun.
Oh yeah,
Fun fighter to watch. So
always
Uh,
fun fight.
and
So.
hopefully after this we get her versus Yan Xiaonan. So let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Another fight announcement. Also very perplexing. But we finally figured out where Kevin Lee fits into all this shit. And apparently it's on July 1st with a fight against Renat Fakhretdinov because yo, this dude's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This dude struggled to win against Diego Sanchez and Eagle FC in his last fight, and now
At
he's fucking
165.
and now he's
Now at
coming back
170.
in the UFC
Oh my god.
against Renat. Shit.
Kevin Lee just doesn't know how to take a tune-up fight.
Nah, he doesn't. He's just too big on his own britches, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah, just drunk on his own Kool-Aid.
yeah, but I mean shit. I mean if Kevin can get that done, that's a fucking nice ass win for him. He's going into the top 15 probably right after, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
But I
yeah,
just don't think he's
100%.
gonna.
No.
I don't think any of us do.
Renat's probably
But-
gonna drown him by round 2, so
I was about to say that's the thing with Kevin Lee is he might have a good first round, might have a good first half of the second round, but that cardio.
yeah, that's but yeah, we'll have to see how that goes.
Mhm.
But more fight bookings though. The fucking
Mhm.
news this week has just been great. Tatiana
Oh, yeah.
Suarez finally back. I knew she was gonna get a big opponent in her next one. Not as big as I thought. Virna just outside the top 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tatiana fighting Virna Jandiroba, so that should be a fun one. Let's go.
Which I remember like after Tatiana won and we were talking about who was I remember saying it was, I think it might be Virna, but I did not expect this sequence of events to happen when I mentioned that fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Right.
sure you said that when she was like ranked 12,
She wasn't ranked 12. She
or
was,
like 10 or
ranked
something.
number
Like
10 or 9 or something.
yeah, it was like yeah, it was
lower
definitely.
so we were both right. But the circumstances that we got to here are
Yeah, but now
kind of
Tatiana up at
funny.
number 10, Virna number 6.
Yeah, which
No,
also
yeah, this
I
might make
know.
sense.
You know how the UFC be swiggling their fighters up so that it makes more sense.
Yeah.
she comes back, fights
one
an
will notice.
unranked fighter at 125, gets ranked number 12 at 115, and now by the time they book this, she's in the top 10.
Yeah,
Nobody will notice.
I noticed.
we noticed.
You can't fool me and Ginger on the
sometimes 'cause it's
UFC.
just
Gotta
rank.
keep it
weird.
on the ZL, you
How some of
know?
this shit happened. Kind of like how somehow Alexander Romanov ended up above Blagoy Ivanov again.
They had to put him back at 15.
Like
It's
that
just
was
the
just
natural
like,
balance of things.
What
Come on now.
happened there? Like what? Why did they change that?
Because they were like, oh shit, we fucked up. He
Yeah.
didn't deserve that.
They realized that Black Boy wasn't at 15, and they had to switch it back. You know, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Exactly.
But yeah, fun fights all around though. Tatiana always. I'm just hoping to see that we can get like her in a title fight and get her against some of these big fighters, because that grappling is a fucking problem. So I mean, Virna just out grappled the fuck out of Marina Rodriguez. So yeah, let's see how she does in that one. But the gatekeeper of all gatekeepers is back. 205, top 15 gatekeeper Dustin Jacoby versus Kennedy and Zechiku. So that's gonna be fun.
Good fight.
What's that?
Fun little fight. August
5th. Your little thingy was in the way. I couldn't see it. But yeah, so that should be a fun one. Dustin Jacoby, just a solid fighter to just see if you can get into that top 15. Fun kickboxer, always down for a scrap. So yeah, and Kennedy been doing the damn thing.
Good fight.
Oh yeah, good fight.
Rinya Nakamura's back August 26th. The dude that won on the road to UFC. What was that, 135?
Yeah, 135, one with that straight left hand, 33 seconds, just...
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, because, the road to UFC guys had, like, a lot of good performances on their UFC debut, so...
Yeah, he got a first-round knockout.
Yeah, 33 seconds.
So yeah, that should be some fun to see him back at it.
Which is the funniest thing, because his foundation is wrestling, and damn near all of his wins are KO. He has one by key lock and one decision.
Let's go.
So he's gonna be a fun fighter.
Oh fuck yeah! But the last of all the fight announcements and all that, this man, he did the test weight cut and it worked out. He's making his debut at 185. Paul Krieg versus Andre Muniz.
I like this fight.
Yeah, this is the fight that I wanted when he said that he wanted to go to 185. I'm just like, put him against Muniz.
Muniz, like,
let's go.
Two very good jiu-jitsu guys. Muniz was impressing me a little bit, like, with his stand-up against Brendan Allen. Like, it wasn't great, but the fact that his stand-up didn't look so awkward and just stiff, like, makes me feel like he could maybe try to keep this standing, because Paul Craig does not have good stand-up at all.
Yo, imagine Paul Craig's able to sub him, though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that I cannot wait to see the grappling in this fight. That's just all I want to see. It's going to be so much fun.
This man has a triangle choke over Ankalaev with 1 second left to go in the last round.
Dude fucking made gelatin out of fucking Jamal Hill's arm in his fight.
Yeah.
Like that.
I still don't know what that ref was doing in that fight, because he still had to throw punches to win. Like, he was throwing punches while the dude was in it, while Jamal was in a triangle. His arm was just flopping everywhere, and you're looking at the ref like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
do you not see this shit?
That shit was terrible, but yeah, that's gonna be a fun fight. I'm excited for that.
I can't wait to see the scrambles.
Yeah,
we're gonna actually see some really good scrambling at 185.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. But yeah, that's all the fight news and all that. Are no UFC fights or any real major events next week, so no preview to do. So that's just gonna bring us into good old Who's That Fighter? I'm excited for one very specific picture on this one.
God.
Yeah, you told me that last night. It got me worried.
No, wait. Just because I say that I'm excited for something, it doesn't mean that it's gonna be terrible. All right, have a little bit of faith in me. All right, hey, come on now.
Don't.
You guys have no faith in me? You got no faith in your boy? All right.
You're right, I don't have faith in Eric Anders.
All right, I understand that. But let's get into it. First fighter. Who's that fighter?
Is this the one you're excited about?
This
This one happens to actually be poorly done this time.
Yeah, I was real tired last night.
Oh no, yeah, I'm just that's a skinny fucking wrist.
This is the picture. Who'd you guess? Who do you think it is?
That looks like Michael Johnson's head. But like they look so small here. I'm just like, there's no way. It looks like it's almost like I feel like it has to be a girl, but I don't think it is. I'm actually perplexed. I'm gonna go Michael Johnson.
The second I saw it, I knew who it was. That's the menace, Michael Johnson.
Okay, but the body's throwing me off because why it looks so damn skinny with that little ass wrist. The head, like the second I saw it, I was like, that's Michael Johnson's head. I was like, but I'm perplexed on the body, so I really hope it is and that I'm not wrong.
There's some messed up. There's some little mess ups there in the head, but you know, the second I saw the hands,
But I also
like
know
this,
that the
I'm
blackout
like,
picture never does it justice.
Yeah.
no.
But yeah, so you guessed Michael Johnson. It took Kate a bit longer to get there, but she got Michael Johnson. Correct answer. It's the menace, Michael Johnson.
It's like I've seen that picture way too often to not know who that is.
And that's why it is, because it's like just behind and like, you know, and that's why like the shit just looks so extra skinny.
And I know that, and I
compared
could tell that it was like in that angle, and like that's why I said like that head is like it's Michael Johnson, like it's giving me Michael Johnson. I was like, but I'm not sure. Let me just keep looking, and I was like, I'm just gonna go with it. Like, just wanted to make sure there was no one else on here with a Michael Johnson head, like that happened to be skinnier.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
that was a funny one. This next one, I think this is probably the easiest one of them all. But number 2, who's that fighter?
That Joaquin Buckles.
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
JJ.
That's Buckley.
Kate said Joaquin Buckles. You said Buckley?
Yep.
It's Buckley. Let's go.
Oh, so it wasn't Buckles?
Nah, sorry, not Buckles. It was Buckley. Better luck next time, kid.
Fuck you, I got it right.
You're both 2 for 2. Let's go. But now,
Oh.
the moment I've been waiting for, number 3.
Wait, Michael Johnson wasn't the one you were. Oh shit. God damn it.
Right.
Number 3. Let's see if you guys can get it. Who's that fighter?
Bro, is that Angie?
Is that your guess? I can't tell you who it is.
Well, okay, you want to... I'm going Angie.
You motherfucker. Angela over Kill Hill.
Kate also guessed Angie. The correct answer is
You chose
Dulcim.
that picture.
It's Angie dressed up as Dulcim.
That's so funny.
Oh my god. The fact that it was that picture you picked. Oh my god.
I was like, it has to be, but okay. So where I was confused, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go with it's her hair popping out, which it happened to be. Like that corner piece right there, I was like, is that on the face? Is that like a beard at all? And I was like, nah. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going Angie. That's just that's hair on the back. It's not no beard.
Oh man.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, I was looking through pictures. I seen that one. I was like, I'm doing it. And
Another
fucking,
picture.
it took me so long to fucking do that picture.
bet.
I was
bet.
fucking going like,
Is that why it took you so long? I just ended up passing out.
yeah.
I think that's
Sorry.
It was funny.
It was about the time that he's like, "Oh, Ginger, I forgot you were on the call."
Yeah, I had to go to fucking like the size of just 4 pixels to get in between her fingers and shit like that.
Hilarious.
But
That's another picture I've seen too often to not know who it is.
yeah, it was hard. Like, I was just going through them. I was going through so many different people of like
Oh, yeah.
who I was gonna pick, and I just could not find good pictures. I was just like, it was just so hard last night. And I was just like, fuck it. Like,
Oh, I bet.
I was just like, that's why. Like,
some of
I knew
these-
the Buckley one was easy. I knew the Michael Johnson one was like a little bit like easy, and then that like I knew the Angie one. If like I knew you didn't know the picture, but like I figured you would probably get that, and I knew it was like easy to guess who it was gonna be.
Honestly, yeah, like her hair, it was just like everyone's head is what gave it away today. Like I didn't trust anything else. I was like, I'm going with that looks like their head.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and like that's kind of the thing. A lot of these guys don't have like a lot of people on this list don't have like a signature pose or anything. Like I think the closest would have been like Slava Claus, like mid dance maybe.
Yeah,
And even
That
then,
would've
that's
been really
easy
funny.
to guess, but like,
yeah, that was also
Oh,
just
man.
like. Because I know, like, you know, it's
So-
not necessarily, you know, only doing main card, but I try to keep it to it. Like, you know, it's usually the easiest.
I think it depends on like the fight card and
For
who
sure.
the fighters are. Like, because like I think both of us would have been able to guess like Slava Claus on that, but
Oh, yeah,
also maybe
definitely.
not. Like, maybe we would have been trying to figure out like, is this person on top control or something? You know, like I don't know.
Yeah, but that was another fun edition of Who's That Fighter? Another great episode of the 6th Round Podcast.
Yee.
Let's go. But I hope everyone enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did. We got all the links down in the description as always, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.